for our computer.
My name is Max. I'm a rising junior at Regis High School. My starter project was the TV Begun. All TVs are remotely controlled by different sequences of IR. And so what TV Begun does is it emits these sequences for about 100 different brands of TV from the 4 IR LEDs in the front. And I sort of just made this case on my own to house it and make it not look suspicious. I tried using it in Penn Station, but they put tape over the IR receivers of their TVs. So unfortunately, I was not able to turn off the TV in Penn Station. After that, I moved on to my intensive project, which is what I've dubbed the WADI, the Wearable Arm Data Displaying Instrument. And so it takes data from 4 different sensors and displays it on the OLED screen. And so when I press this button, it displays the relative humidity and the brightness in the room in lux. When I press this button, it displays the compass direction. When I press this button, it displays data from a GPS module, including number of satellites currently tracking, latitude, longitude, altitude, and your speed. And then when I press this button, I use a flashlight. As you can see, there are many components, and to run all these components, I've written about 1,000 lines of code. And so when dealing with that many components and many lines of code, there's a lot of room for error, and there were many problems getting to this stage. But I learned from dealing with all those problems that we're taking problems like one step at a time, and when you're stuck on a problem, taking a break from that problem and coming back to it in like 15 minutes really does help and is the most effective path to get to the end. I've designed this so that it's very modifiable. I put a layer of Velcro on the bottom, and so each component is attached to the brace by Velcro, in addition to being connected to the other components with wires. So you can add other components, like I'm planning on adding like a laser in the future, and maybe incorporating the TV Begun into my WADI. Thank you. Questions?
So, as it is, like, you have like your arm, and so how do you deal with, like, if you have overheating or something, do you have daily components that you your own arm? Do you have like a heat sink?
So I do not have this heatsink, but I have the holes for the main sensors, and so many of them need to interact with like the outside environment, and so that is a way to heatsink. But I actually only have a 3.7 volt battery powering the entire thing, so it has a very low current draw, and so all the components are very lowly rated.
How long on average do you think that'll last? Like with your battery?
Oh, the battery? I'm not sure how long. I actually did not even charge it up when first connecting it to the device, so it hasn't, for the past week, it has not died on me. So, I think, since all the components only require very low power, I believe it will last a very long time.
Is the battery charging?
Yes. And so I have like a component that can directly charge the battery instead of having to like disconnect the battery. Robin?
So you mentioned your number of issues and you troubleshooted them, and then you said, I learned to take things step by step.
Mm-hmm.
But is there like a more core technical advice you can give to everybody as to how to troubleshoot some of the issues you had?
So before soldering everything together, I connected them all to each other through a breadboard, and before I incorporated them all into one program, one like coding program. I tested each of the sensors individually, and when I was incorporating them all into the program together, I put them all in at once, and so of course it didn't work on the first time. So I'm like, all right, let me just restart and do one sensor at a time in the main program. And so after I did one sensor at a time and made sure each one was working without problems, it worked all together.
Yeah, I just want to know what kind of material that you made out and what does it make?
This is leather. And so yeah, so the material that's against your skin is leather, and then the cover is also leather. And it is not heavy at all. It's probably less than 2 pounds.
The arm brace, is that something that's already manufactured?
Yeah, so I ordered the this leather brace from like a costume shop online, and so yeah, I mounted it online. It's like a medieval like gauntlet. That was like a medieval.
You look like the Iron Man now,
Iron Man, yeah. Once I get the laser on it, it'll be more like Iron Man.
That's getting there.
Thank you.